Well, on that bombshell, we get into the game. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you're watching from. G2 Astralis is about to kick off. Now, Chad, I haven't heard your take. Train, though. It did get Yanko and Maniac's eyebrows up, and we're about to get this one started.
Yeah, the veto here, I think, is going to shock a lot of people. Now, the AWPing conversation, I don't even know if that's going to come into play right here, right now. Both teams lacking that identity, both teams just looking for a W, and this doesn't need to be the Astralis of the future. This needs to be the Astralis of now as well. Here comes a totem drop.
Magic's ready. He has to be the individual star, and just turning his head is enough to evade the shots.
The arse peek as well.
You can peek over that. It's a bit of a one-way for Bubsky if they don't punish with a second smoke. The flash works, though, does force him off the line. Amanex into the blind spot. This is closing gaps quick. He's forced off the line onto the bomb train. Already a lot of space for G2. Bomb can go down uncontested. The CTs play for the retake. Bit of util on Zipex for this retake. Hunter's keeping him idle, keeping him busy. They're pushing into Ivy and already finding heads. Oh, it's clean from Hunter. We're off to the races. G2 looking set for the pistol.
Yeah, going to be hard to get in a 2-on-5 right here. Both corralled over to Connector. I think Bubsky and Zipex, they're thinking better of this one. Grab a couple of kills on the way out the door, get themselves 300 in bonus, but their nades for Zipex are good. The armor for Bubsky even better going forward. And G2, they pick up the pistol here. Now, we're talking about identity. We're talking about all the different bits and bobs. You have Maniac there saying that this G2 roster, they have been winning since Jax's return. They wouldn't be here otherwise.
Ooh, they are looking sharp today, Chadney.
Yeah, and that's one of the factors here is this roster, right? All the conversations about, oh, no Kenny, you know, oh, Nico's primary AWPing, oh, he's not, Amanex doing more. But the thing is, this G2 team, it doesn't even really matter what formation we get. Zipex just surviving there. It seemed a little bit underwhelming, right? We were having this conversation in the car. 2019, Hunter and Nexa come into the roster and they go international, and then what?
Well, I think for G2, the fact that they're still competing in playoffs regularly, I admit that they were obviously looking for more. Playoffs was already a guarantee, or at least a good chance with the French. But this is, I think, for longevity. And sure. I already think integrating Nexa and Hunter, like, those are going to be franchise players, dude. Like, the way they can and have delivered in the past, admittedly, the Nexa fragging kind of bulldozer we used to see from crazy days hasn't shown his head as often, but I imagine that's also a state of the game.
Yeah, learning curve for the in-game leader as well, but we're back into action.
He's so graceful is Amanek. He's a master of the Mac-10. Deagles are peppering and doing significant damage. Already Glaive has taken one.
Big problems here.
Look at these crossfires. Every single Deagle has connected. They are in a lot of trouble.
So much trouble. Look at this. 18 HP, 23 HP for Nexa. And
a bomb plant's a dream. Oh, but that's not really gonna soften this blow. That's all 5 alive for Astralis still. And another clean headshot provided. Nico would have to go 1v5, the bomb ticking. He's just happy to be alive at this point.
Yeah, I think save, mate. Get on out of there. They're going to get free upgrades. They're going to get the defuse. They're going to get the round. They're even going to hold on to everything.
Dude, that is such a huge shift of momentum. Another shot connects. Nico gets to save absolutely nothing. And Astralis probably happy that they didn't win the pistol.
Yeah, and I'm surprised Nico even looked in there. That's 5 players he's going to have to walk through after giving up all this space. And these are just the Deagles chipping away, up and over, right? The tags coming in. Train is such a scary map. And they were not like they weren't lacking utility, right? You can see the smokes here back towards the green train, connector, front of bomb train. There was lots of util coming in. But G2, they fall very flat off that one.
Yeah, and that's really going to clip their wings coming into our 3rd round of play. They are going to lose a lot of the mojo that just started brewing in the pistol, but it looks like they want to force the issue.
Amanek has, I think, gifted an AK here to Hunter, so they have one big gun out. Scout and Galil as well. Looks like a slower pace this time round, not just the nades over the top, as looking to establish. Glaive pushing inside, Mac-10 in hand.
Amanek's prepared. Spots him out, good damage and converted. Zipex is just around the corner as well. Thinks better of it, don't forget that heavy investment. Amanex the scout, Hunter needs to finish the job. Trade, perfect. G2 maintain the advantage and look to chase Astralis out of the server here. Dupree is under a lot of scrutiny from Hunter. The bomb is miles away, but Hunter's trying to force a rotate, at least try and take a lot of space here, force the CTs into a defensive stance. Great shot, takes the head off of Dupree. Bubsky, however, has now got the bomb all onto Hunter, and it's not a lot of fun. They know where he was. Bubsky's already ratted his way through box halls.
This is huge from Bubsky. He's won the round.
Hunter's only going to be looking right. He's not that aware, is he? All right, there you have it. Astralis 2, G2 1, and that was a full force. We're going to be seeing Astralis pull ahead here.
Yeah, first one to string 2 consecutive rounds together, and that's a chance for them to stabilize. Should be an eco with no plant for G2 in a round like that.
What did you make of the video we saw from Nexa? He said we have a really good chance. It reads to me, and especially the pick of Train, as them thinking, right, we've got like a limping lion here, and we can try and strike.
Yeah, it makes sense when you look at the maps picked and knowing the role that is missing on a map like Train. Device not being here, and his CT-sided rotations with the AWP, I think most people would say the best in the world, right? So to lose an integral player like that can be a big problem. In terms of the punish pick for G2, I'm not going to lie, it's been some time since I've been impressed, with their Train. I know they beat Gambit on it the other day. I know that they picked up that victory right there, but it just feels like at once upon a time, Alex, all they had was the 5-lane smoke, the back of 6 smoke, and then Hunter would try and make space. I'm not too sure how far their T-side game plan has gotten since then.
Look what Magic's up to. He's fully locked them in from behind. Gonna get a bit messy in the showers here. Oh, that's nearly 3 of them. Takes 2. An MP9 to be scavenged away, though. Happy to receive it. Flashbang, and where did that pesky SMG go?
Okay.
Anyone seen an MP9? Anybody? Yeah, there it is.
Hidden in the blood. Perfect place for it. But this is quite aggressive stuff from both sides. Early days, though, as Glaive pushed into main, has a chance to just finish this round right here, right now. Galil Spam will take out one. Thinks better of looking... Or does he think better?
He's going to finish it right here, and now nicely done. Glaive with 3 to mop it all up and stop any of that extra damage being done to their finances.
Well, now that we know that the AWP isn't necessarily a huge factor for G2, the desk was talking about it, Amanek picking it up sometimes. Same thing, obviously, with Nico when he feels like it. On the T side of Train, an AWP, especially looking for kills over towards Connector, getting the run boost towards Ivy, even trying to stop the push up towards Pop Dog can be integral. But you can get away with 5 rifles here if you want to have a bit more of an execute-heavy play style. Early util coming out here to deny any Olaf presence. Jack's going to throw out some of his own. And it's like a default spread out the gates here from G2.
So first glimpse of Magisk on the AWP. He's been given the responsibility of taking hold of that Ivy.
He traditionally, when Device was on the team, would be doing the secondary AWPing over towards his position. So he's in his comfort zone right now. It's not out of the norm for him.
G2 are very skimpy on nades, dude. Look at the time. 70 seconds thrust on the clock, 0 map control, and they have 2 smokes, 2 flashes to piece this one together. They're going to hope for just a dry fight. Best chance is that Pop Dog fight favors Dupree.
Here comes one of the smokes. Hunter's going to smoke off towards back of 6.
Oh, it's an interesting one. Bubsky has a perfect line of sight towards their walk-up. Playing around the ladder, the elevations, trying to nutmeg as the smoke fades. This is the bomb. G2 opting for an Ivy play. Bubsky's perfectly positioned, at least for the first. Jax to stabilize and takes more. Another head gone. One on the bomb train, it's Glaive, who's already had a lot of impact in the previous round, but they've got 30 seconds, Chad, and this absence of utility is not costing them anything.
Yeah, Nexus found another here, 2 on 4, still time a problem, have to get past Dupree.
Yeah, and Glaive's still on the bomb train as well. Like, this is going to get awkward if a couple of more frags, just like that. Dupree. Glaive, however, is gone. Jax has done everything for G2 here, and now they know where Dupree is. He's low. 10 HP as the bomb's safely planted, and there shouldn't be a single thing he can do about this. There you have it, G2. Okay, don't need the util if you've got the headshots. Jax saves them.
Yeah, interesting right there. It was quite a simple approach, but you could see that smoke that G2 had thrown there. It was just to cover off towards the back of the bomb train. And then if teams are playing up towards close main, they like playing in Sandwich, playing in Olaf, they're under a lot more pressure. I think Bubsky did great here, was probably worth the second. This allowed Jax to find some space working with it.
Ooh.
But it changes the avenue, right? Now you're able to take the control of Hell, you're able to take control of Olaf, get a couple of easier fights. You can see the angles setting up for them here. So nice round from G2 to respond. And Astralis are actually having some conversations here. We do have a timeout taken by them, an early one. We have been seeing more and more of these. And their money, it's just on the cusp. Bubsky's brought in here with a mag 7. There's a deagle for Dupree. So it looks like they want to get out the full sets of nades, understanding how important it is. It'll just be a partial investment going into the next round of play.
Well, a reminder that their partial investments have so far looked very good. At least the deagle round after the pistol looked very threatening. And this one certainly does seem to have enough equipment to convince some. It's only the Mag 7 and a single Desert Eagle. Wow, they are being very conservative with it. I thought Bubsky was indicative of where they were going as a unit, but no.
More heavy in, yeah.
This one's passive. It's just going to be hoping the Bubsky hero play from Pop, I suppose.
If Bubsky can really just be that force, just an absolute brawler, it will really suit where Astralis is at right now. And How aggressive does he want to get? Up the ladder he goes. Bubsky, this is mad.
You wouldn't. Eco's doing his... Oh, it's the tiniest margin. The tip of his cap is visible if he touches W.
Did you see an arm?
A little gap. Oh, he takes a pot shot, and Hunter does look a little worse for wear after it. Bubsky, you're crazy. He actually hit more. Hunter's taken 2 pumps from the Mag 7, but fortunately the shrapnel didn't take him. And now it's Dupree's turn. Did it look? Oh,
same player. They just can't get rid of Hunter.
Oh, poor old Hunter. The poor guy is so disfigured, but he lives on.
It's just whack-a-mole. They're just popping their heads up here, there, and everywhere and get sent away. G2 with the third there, and Nico looking sharp against the Eco, but keeping all 5 alive. And the longevity here of G2's T-half, it's looking better and better if they could have more of those rounds. Now we will get to see, what was this save all about? Because Astralis, some people would debate they're on the cusp of a buy in the previous. This time around, they've got all the goodies they need. And oh, there's the ladder hijinks going on.
Dorping.
Yes, it will be the double op. So Dupree will be filling the void here. If you didn't catch, I think that on the Blast social media, on the Instagram, Zonic did an AMA. They were asked about the AWPing. Dupree's going to be doing the lion's share.
Okay, they're contesting E-Box here. Hunter's going to have a lot to do. Oh, goodness. Green train as well, and there's the first of the 2 AWPs rattling across the yard. They're going quick on this. Seems to be a bit of a reaction. Yeah, the CTs are aware. Flash might catch him. Zips turns and already takes 2. Lovely spray control. There's nothing Jax can do to return fire. And now just Nico and Jax trying to piece together a 2v5. Would start with Bubsky, and, well, he's having none of it. Z-axis, not an issue for Bubsky. Passes his first test on Pop.
You see what smokes they threw yard, and you see who went out main, and I think they even missed one of their smokes. Now, I might be off here. Maybe they're intentionally trying to leave that gap so that you can see the feet towards the E-box position, but it didn't look like that was the case. It looks like they were trying to do the standard 5 lanes, 6 smoke. You get out there, you make E-box smoke even, you get some space off a couple of flashes, maybe Hunter gets you a kill, and then you're able to burst inside because you know that rotator is far away.
Even their back green smoke looked different to the default in terms of leaving that gap we saw Bubsky residing in. All power for Nico, trying to punish that green peak, and there goes Magisk. A quick find. It's a different change-up now for the CTs. They were the ones that previously found that man advantage. Glaive seems incensed to try and find the equalizer. Fills the void of the AWP on Ivy. Bombs loose, G2 are taking their time to try and pull the teeth. Once bitten, twice aware, Hunter will be staring at this ladder, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I don't think Bubsky's going to be pushing up with an AK here by any means, so really just cutting noise and allowing the clock to trickle on down here. G2 expecting an aggressive CT-sided maneuver, but now that second AWP has been picked on back up, put into Glaive's hands, and so much utility is being held on here. Look at how stoic Astralis are in a situation like this. They're not looking for space. They're not trying to claw back any CT-sided real estate or info. They're just sitting and waiting, and
ooh,
they might have everything they need for when an inside hit comes.
Smokes himself out of trouble, evades the nade beautifully, and now Glaive pulls the equalizer. Bubsky,
oh, no.
Oh, he held the spray. He also ate the flash. And now G2 are back in control. A firm grasp, smokes for the inner take. It's only Zipex. And an impossible shot as he jumps off the spool. Jax has hit it. Double AWPs remain. It shouldn't be anything more to be said about this one. Already a tag hit, bomb down. These two would surely want to save.
Yeah, the save call coming in. I think we just saw Zipex yell, "What?" at the screen as Jax hit that shot. But hold up a second. Nade kill comes in. Still a little bit of time to work with. How much sure Astralis feeling this one? All right, they're backing off there. 4-4, all tied up. That was pretty quick here from G2. Look, it wasn't quick in terms of how they played it after that opening kill, but they were waiting for the aggressive maneuvers. And then when things got tied up 4-4, they had to strangle back another advantage, and that was all down to Hunter there in the pop dog position.
Yeah, there was a funny standoff on Ivy as well. Once you've crossed and
you're kind of committed,
up, you're
right?
like, well, I guess I'm just going to sit here for 30 seconds and probably die.
Interesting that Nex is the one who's stuck all the way over there, right? Because with that being your in-game leader, he's almost completely out of the play. Like he can't call the reaction, right? If he sees a certain smoke or if he gets a bit of information, he's hoping that his teammates are able to make those decisions on their own, or at least stick to the call.
Like 40 seconds later, oh, this was a big frag behind. Of course, Bubsky looked like he was doing a lot. He dealt with a lot of their util they threw his way, but flashbang on the return. was enough. So G2 equalizing 4-4. It's a competitive game right now.
I think we're going to have a lot of this, right? It is going to be more of an arm wrestle. I don't know if either team are at the stage in their development where we know exactly what to expect.
Nico's posted up on this. Dupree playing the passive line. There won't be initial friction unless Hunter does hit us with the jiggle just in the off angle here. They have a Molotov to ensure survival, and he's quickly read that, responded, and will post up on the ramp.
It's going to be heard, though, if he scopes in.
Bang! And he's gone. And look at Nico threatening with the drop down. Pulls the smoke straight out of Zipex. Magisk even rotating. Glaive towards the backtracks. He's done a lot with that.
He's trying to deny the other AWP here. He wants to get it out of play, but almost getting a bit too risque through the smoke there, Nico. We'll just settle for his own.
Next is looking at the minimap like, oi!
You get back here. And back towards Bubsky's territory, so continuing to harass this pop position.
That pop flash is brutal. Half a second to react or less. Bubsky still under a lot of scrutiny. Hunter's keeping him poised.
Action's going to be back over towards Ivy. Look how many players are being evacuated back towards this area of the map, and it can get dicey here, but this seems to be the right call.
This is cool, yeah.
Yeah, Astralis are very forward. Glaive and Sandwich, Bub all the way up there and Pop, and the other two are over towards the B site.
Glaive's working it out, though, and he has got util to dump. Flashes to keep them there. Misses it, actually, but...
He's gamble
G2,
calling.
yeah, okay, he's at... just through the passage of time alone, they've cleared out the A site. That presence inner was just too foreboding. They didn't have any answers because of Hunter. This is really simple yet effective stuff out of G2.
Yeah, they're just going to walk onto the site, right? And as soon as Bubsky takes contact from Pop, Hunter will drop. Simple as that. This is already G2's round, surely.
This is nice. 9 seconds, though. They are cutting it incredibly fine. If Manek... Oh, and the spray's close! Good grief, it could have gone down. It really could have. Bubsky tried to challenge, as did the other. Low HP on the planter, and they would not have had time for the replant, but G2, fine margins. They put it across the line.
Yeah, it looks like they'll be trying to save these AWPs again here. Hunter wanting to see if he can deny Dupree's from earlier in the round.
But yeah, you could, like, Hunter plays such a crucial role within that in terms of his life has so much value when you find that early advantage towards B.
Yeah, I think here in the way that G2 are approaching this, it is very, very slow, right? I thought they were just going to go for a lot of those opening moves that we saw in the first gun round or one of those early gun rounds that didn't really pay on off, but it's just very, very slow, allowing the CTs to rotate around, take advantage of their numbers, and grab themselves a fifth. So looking very, very good.
You tell you what's not looking good, though. Astralis funds.
Yeah, it's in a rough spot right here. This is such an interesting series, right? Because I wasn't certain what to expect from either team. I think right now, for G2, the identity crisis, well, it's more because I think people are trying to pin them as to something that they're not, right? This team is going to have to make it work in their own way. I want the storyline to be that the cousins are just both fantastic riflers, just popping off, bopping every head in the server. But
yeah.
It seems to be, oh, well, who's the AWPer? Like this whole discussion, we got bogged down in it, I think, because of G2's statement about Nico AWPing, when really, when you think about it, okay, Liquid did it without a primary AWPer. They did it with Nitro, right? If we're going to be fair, they did it with Nitro doing the primary AWPing, and then when Stewie came in, he started picking up a bit more, Naf a little bit too. They didn't have an elite level AWPer, right? Like, if we're being honest. So we don't need to pin that on G2 either.
What we're learning, with Astralis as an example most recently in our memories, that, we're being reminded, yes, there is a benefit to having a dominant primary AWPer, and you can change your game, and there are ways to play Counter-Strike around that is otherwise unavailable to you. There are places you can put Nitro, and there are places you can put Device, and they're different.
Yeah, exactly. Right. If you have one of those elite level AWPers, then yeah, for sure.
What have we got going on then? So Astralis have had to cobble together a resistance for round 10, and this is an important one. This is where G2 can start running away with it, should they convert a clean one.
Oh, Nico's ahead of this. Aggressive stuff here. Lots of space in that smoke immediately. It's worth nothing.
Yeah, and a reminder as well about the POVs. If you fancy developing your understanding of Train, or whether you just want to see how the players do it, check it out over on the individual POVs. That's 1 to 10, ESL_ POV.
Still getting more out of this battle in Pop. Bubsky coming out on top of Hunter this time round, but Trade's fallen elsewhere. Dupree's down, and this Ivy crawl from G2, it's still coming.
Oh, Magisk, it's a powerful position, but only for one, not when you're flashed off. He reveals the AWP close. And G2, they're so resistant. He's not blind at all, and that leads to Nico departing the server. Magisk is kicking them all out. 2 connections on the Zoom banger. Another likely. Jack's walking through main now and has managed to draw fire. Amanek walking into Glaive, and it's all too easy. Bomb delivered. Jack's looking to come up clutch. Ace clutch, no less. And with 74 points of health, you can see he readies himself for the long haul. Baits the shot off the ladder. That's nice. Confirms Magisk is by stopper. Backtracks contact on the way. Zipex may have spotted him there. Goes for those frisky one-taps. Astralis have battened down the hatches. Glaive is going around the world to secure the victory. Should Jax keep playing for it?
It's hard to tell what he's going for here. Does he want to save? Does he want more kills? Is he looking for an AWP? What is on Jax's mind? It does not matter. Glaive will get the kill. And 5-5, yeah, when the rounds look over, they look over, right? They really just seem to be petering out in this. It's not to say that these players can't just put on this crazy 1-on-3 display, but that one felt really secure there from Astralis. And it's a tug of war. The longest amount of rounds we've had strung together will be Astralis in the early stages. They won the force fight. They converted against G2's bounce back and then the full eco. So that's the three that we're talking about here.
Yeah, it's just funny how, you know, the tiny things determine it. I think Magisk just not being flashed on that second deeper one really did just take all of the wind out of the sails of G2's T side. We're back into it though, everything they could desire for both squads.
This is looking more direct, right? Everybody over towards the brown holes immediately. So above Pop, Orb trained up again, looking like they just want to set up what is going to be a silent execute onto the B bomb site. Astralis one step ahead right here. Glaive already down towards the low ramp. You've got Zipex perched towards high. Bubsky not in Pop Dog this time, and there's a bit of chip damage done. More utility being limped out here from Astralis. Feels like they have an idea something's up. Is Zipex starting to drop back into more of a passive setup?
Yeah, but the pins will be pulled regardless. Glaive and Zipex in elevated positions. Lurk smoke should enable a bit of space to be taken upper. Molly's to force the fight. Glaive's dropped off and Zipex unloads his mag. Significant damage, but no lethality. They're in. Amanex ahead, spearhead of this assault. They go unchecked and already Astralis find two. There's more to come as well. Hunter just lackadaisical straight through that smoke, leads to his departure. No hope. Petering out as Chad had previously described. That smoke's got a timer on it. Nico is tucked in, no longer to be spotted, and with his eye already pressed to the scope, no sound cue to be given. Zipex hunting.
Be mad to push through that. I think he might just want to get himself an AK here, but either way, under 30 seconds now, Nico's best option here will be saving. I know that he has the bomb. I know that you're all hoping he just swings down Pop Dog and tries to get it down, but unfortunately, you won't be getting any of that action here today. He'll be taking a cold shower. Heard Certainly. You've been working on those. Yep,
definitely just forcing oxygen into my lungs and starting my day right.
I know Anders, was it Anders talk? Anders is always talking about stuff for your health and
yeah,
he's probably into that.
The dude does a lot of reading. But there's a Wim Hof breathing method that a lot of people preach about in terms of just starting your day right. Let's have a look at this replay, what we got for us here. It did just peter out with this nade and orb frag, so you get to see the pick from Dupree, a very tight line towards that back stopper, and the rest, well, it was just a formality. Amanek did manage to draw a little blood as he was the first out, but not enough to really leave any mark for G2. So 6-5, they'll certainly not be complaining with the 5 rounds posted, and Nico saved Orb could try and tip the scales in this one. God damn, that's a lot of suppressing util. Cancel main, Orb has already fired off a shot, they'll know where to expect it.
He wants to really go for a pick on this, it makes sense, but smoked off, surely not in front of it here, Nico.
He was close to the Glaive aggression there. Amanek readies himself and does manage to chip a little off of Bubsky.
He'll take that one, thank you for the upgrade. Gets a kill and
good
a
catch.
P250. They have shown a lot of Ivy presence, right? And this round like this, unless Nico starts hitting a couple of heads, hitting a couple of shots with that AWP, it is looking very unlikely. But there has been a lot of Ivy presence from G2 within the early stages here. A position that I think when you look at the individuals on their team, having Jax come out there hitting a couple one-taps, never going to be a fun time. Back over towards B we go again. And really just adopting such a slow approach here, G2.
Yeah, I love the way in which Astralis kind of reacted. When there was just a couple of signals that it wasn't the same Ivy in the same main in the previous round, we just saw Glaive immediately there dumping early util. You know, you've previously regarded Astralis' resistance to drop early util. So the read of G2, it seems like a lot of this stuff has been scouted out. Oh, that's exactly what you described. Jax 1D, and he does get away.
Oh, messy.
Spray, very messy. And one has gotten across. Can they stop with the bomb? I think the flames should do enough. Nexa, oh, it's a bit too deep on the incendiary, and now things could get awkward. It is Nexa's AK recovery. He's trying to tuck in, but Bubsky's hunt will enable the defuse. Jax is so far away from the fight. He'd love to take something like that. An orb headshot from a million miles away. And he might, if he's got the fastest socks on. Oh, didn't put his Bertoli on his souls today.
A couple of nice shots there, though. And Jax has had a few entering into the yard from the similar position. So let's see what the change up here. 5 for G2 on this T half. They're going to be content with 5, but I think to be happy, you'd be looking for 1 or 2 more. Bubsky's opener right there. dupreeh saving the day, really, because the shot onto Glaive, it felt like it opened up way too much of the rotation right there. Allowed a lot of room for movement. A plant in that situation. Great stuff for G2.
He's hitting some crackers, isn't he?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Jack's one of the older boys, right? But his aim, it doesn't look that way. He's definitely very, very sharp. First time out here of G2, just to talk through their options. Now, there's plenty of money if they want to get the AWP back out for Nico. They can be dropped across. We can work out some AK-47s. Maybe there'll be a Galil on deck instead. But regardless, G2 are looking down the barrel of a full buy here on round number 13. And Astralis starting to stabilize again. It's another 3 on the trot. Would love to close this half out 10-5, I'm sure.
Yeah, that sounds dreamy. Initial util. No one to receive. They're going for, again, a very clear intent in their positioning at the moment. Nico overwatching the Brown Horse peak. Xyp9x is postured close. And where did their health go? That was a great nade.
Yeah.
Bubsky with the credit.
He's going to limp into this.
Yeah, this is just dry as you like. dupreeh takes the first. A swing out. No one's ready. Amanex already gone. G2 just getting pulled apart. One swing after another. Smokes to bail himself out of trouble. Flashes to suppress. Xyp9x is safe, and they leave as the dust does settle. 5 to the good. Oh dear, Magisk, a bit of an unforced error there. And it's given just a bit of breathing room for this 60 seconds just to marinate in it all. Does also shape up for some G2 more favorable 2-on-2s should the sites be divided as such.
Heavy rotations though, look at this. They're playing retake on B. They've rotated lots of forces here over towards A, and Glaive's even going looking towards this Ivy position. Has known that Nexa has been playing there on the default, so if he pushes this and sees it clear, as we could be looking for something a little bit different here for the tail end of round number 13. 35-ish seconds left on the clock.
Take note of how quickly Bubsky will move. So Glaive's calling it clear now. Bubsky's already on the way. He'll be there in time. 2-on-3 then in this B site. 20 seconds, cutting it fine. Util dumped. This frag is everything. Hunter, Nexa, partner up, looking to do what they've done so many times before. The swing will count Bubsky dead shortly. One through the smoke in response, but the bomb now down. Nexa and Nico looking to set up for an important 6th. Glaive is the late arrival on the flank. They'll be paranoid about that throughout this entire retake. Time ticking though. Every second favoring G2. Kits on dupreeh. Xyp9x the first contact. Nexa's walking just past him. A blind spot. Lovely slip of the net there from Nexa, and now we can strike. Xyp9x unawares. Good find. G2 in hot pursuit of a 6th here. Time-sensitive mission. Nexa does bring it down to the 1v1. Advantage onto Nexa. Coming up clutch here with his brother Nico. No time, and the round is theirs. What a turnaround. 3 versus 5 for G2.
And it's just this slower approach. This is G2 trying to do their best CIS impression right now, I think, here, because they're just playing the clock, knowing, you know, that late, there's really not too much of a play for info there. Even though we did see the Ivy push come in, that allowed the rotation, but you were right in terms of the fights.
Yeah, I think Nexa did it all and then more than you could have asked for him in this round. Gets 4 in total. Huge round from the in-game leader of G2, and that's going to put them right back into the saddle.
Oh, maybe a change-up here. 2 MAC-10s are out.
Huh?
MP9 on the other side. And,
Ivy into the orb. That is the worst-case scenario for Magisk. Oh, they may perhaps operate under the assumption that dupreeh, or rather Ivy is clear, dupreeh is not there, but we'll find out.
Yeah, and he can't really peek to clear it, though. He's scared of the AWP overwatching, but here we come. It's out here.
Yeah, and Bubsky's going to contend with Hunter. Does stop one. They know where he is. How is he alive? Long range on the MAC-10. Jax needs this trade, and he does put it on the board.
dupreeh's going to be quick on this flank, though. He's run a little bit of this way. He was up close and personal. Could get this one on through.
You're right. Oh, this would be a huge 1v3. Even the scope's heard. He knows he's behind one of them. Any trigger discipline or immediate extermination? Let's find out. Okay. Now has to pull the trigger. First found. Jax is there on the E-box as well. It's Amanex, and that is Nexa's MAC-10. If he could just take that AK out of the play. Nice shots from Jax. He continues.
Oh, I can't believe that Nico turned around there, right? Obviously, the awareness has to come in eventually there, but just the timing on that as Dupree's starting to search for a little bit of extra info, that gets denied because of that swing. And now Astralis, well, their economy to round out the first half here of this quarterfinal is in absolute tatters. Here's the shot from Jax. Bosh.
One click.
Yeah, it doesn't even consider hitting that second. And it's going to be Deagle's Scout. And, well, Mag 7 to finish things off here. Can G2 grab the lead? AWP out main. Nico for another. He's been looking good.
There's for sure some turbulence in Astralis, though. You can see there's just frustrations. I mean, you can understand why. You don't have to be a rocket scientist or a Counter-Strike scientist to understand why playing the same game against the same kind of opposition feels harder now. Or at least feels different. I'm not going to speak for them. Takes all the time in the world for that shot. It looked bang on the head. Now, unfortunately, Zipex is dead. He's gonna be Molotov'd out of position. This wall of smoke, so you can even hear the mantling of the bomb train. Oh, spotted out, but runs out of ammo. Jax, that's a bit of an oopsie. Doesn't look like it's gonna bite them, though, as we look to see G2 win out on their map picks T-half. That's huge. This is Train and an 8-7 half. We'll be right back. DreamHack Masters continues in just a moment.
Jeg hiver.
Ja.
Hold den trækker.
Kommer til midt der. Piker nu, piker.
Jeg spotter. Tagger.
Nice, gutter.
Nej,
Jeg sidder og kigger på alle de andre. Fuck.
Lad os lige forhente.
Bravo, sick.
Let's go, boys!
Good job, next one. Nice clutch. Good clutch, boys.
DreamHack Masters Spring, and we are into the playoffs. We've had a 4-day hiatus where all the teams have been readying themselves for battle, as have we. I'm Machine, I'm joined by Chad Sponge Birchall. This is a big one, and frustrations have been running high. We've seen a little bit of best of both from G2 and Astralis, and admittedly, this was a surprise for our analyst desk. We had Yanko, of course, Frankie and Matthew talking about this one and just talking about the surprise in which we see G2 opting for Trey. Nothing on record, a bit of a black box for Astralis, at least with this 5. Device a crucial component. We'll see how much it comes back to haunt them on the T side. You'd imagine a little less. Astralis have weathered the more punishing half. What's oohing you?
The one expect odds favouring G2 Esports here quite heavily, all things considered.
Yeah, Nico wants a biff. A bit of a brawl. Will get out before any blood is drawn. Hunter's been equipped with a CZ Kev, dude. That's like the Inferno boiler room setup.
Yeah, Amanek, very charitable in a round like this, just left with a smoke in his USP, and very passive angle being held here. So when he spots, he'll drop that smoke. He's got that slither gap to work with. Now we can see not too much action coming his way right now. 1:20 remaining on the clock after Astralis have set out on their initial probing missions. And take a look at their utility as well, as they continue to garner control. Oh, the job's come in.
Oh, I rarely see that work out so well. Nice from Nexa. He was so ready for the crouch, turning away head. Hunter drops down with the CZ and recovers the bomb. Certainly the round. Only Dupree now and Glaive, and he's got a full set of util. Neither of them are equipped with armor. Look how many nades these guys have. They need a bit of a Hail Mary, not to be today. And only Glaive, loud as you like, walks straight on into his death.
That one right there, you know, Astralis, they want to push back for pop control so they can set up for their execute nicer and neater. And you're right, we never usually see those kills coming in, especially when teams have started doing the newer version of the totem drop, right? When we were talking about with Nafany.
Let me see this again. Look at his crosshair. That shot onto
no, he
turned around.
Oh.
Bubsky. The
All
curious mouse.
Well, there it is. Because normally with that peak, when we've seen it go down, the bottom player just is back turned, right?
Staring at the floor.
Yeah, and they normally, like, that gives enough time for the top player to find that fight. It's been coined on Reddit, I think, after we saw Nafany do it, they were calling it the arse peak, right? Because the bottom guy's dropping down first. But normally, that goes, you know, untarnished. They get control easily. So huge kills just there and pop from Nexa.
Hitting him with the ass peak. Bubsky's just not quite practiced it enough.
No, it needs to work on his cheek positioning.
Well, that was funnier than what I was going to come up with. Chad, you win. That was good. Now it is Desert Eagles. Some like to call it a deco.
Some do, and they would be correct. It's quite a good name.
It sounds
like
so
Eco
satisfying.
with the D in the front.
Because of the first letter of the pistol is
Deagle,
Deagle,
which is also Desert Eagle.
Oh my goodness.
It all comes together,
it's just
really.
perfect. You couldn't really script it.
But we do.
But we do.
So welcome. The scoreline of this game will be 16-12 in favor of G2. If that comes true,
how much damage does this do
I'm
to
buying a lot
Jax?
of tickets tonight.
How's your maths? Oh, damn. Well,
that's what I would have said.
I was going to say 39.
This is just the slow approach again here from Astralis, right? Looking for opening kills with the Deagles, not finding a whole lot. They're holding on to 3 smokes. Heading on back over towards the B bomb site here. Bomb will be making its way via Dupree. While a bit of space being taken here.
Yeah, I mean, this will be called out. I imagine that's what Jax is pursuing now. But he's so vulnerable. One Deagle bullet. Ooh, any part of the body doesn't matter anymore. Distracted and found. Top sight tested. Looking good, at least for the first frag. Amanek's gone, however, that's FAMAS isn't the only weapon in play. Nexa still darting around with the MP9 and tames the spray enough. Can they contest the plant? No, they can't. Zipex, great shooting. It will at least go down. And that's not necessarily mission accomplished, but nice to take a couple of frags and a bomb plant.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Because we have to weigh up so many variables all the time, it's like, oh, well, they, you know, did invest into Deagles and smokes, so a plan, I think that's what you'd hope is like the bare minimum that they'd be walking away with in a situation like that.
That was like a C. You know, you've got a C, your parents aren't going to complain, but you're not going to be getting extra ice cream.
And look, let's dive into why this is wilder now. If this is the Astralis that you think is super well refined and the one from the era of 2018, 2019, let me tell you why it's not. Glaive has just bought himself an AK and Kevlar. Not head armor, an AK with Kevlar. And he's going to go in right now to try and keep this as costly as possible. So this is looking juicy.
This is juicy. Glaive
has to get something from this. If he just dies to the AK, it's all in vain, just a waste.
Or just an insta one-tap from any of these CT weapons. He's got no helmet.
Oh, he's found the gap. Bit of a timing here.
Tiny window for him to work his magic as he works his way up the ladder. Confirms no one's top green, spots Nico, but I think he spots him too. Now the AK draws blood. Oh, 2. 10 HP on the second. Nice work from Glaive. He's done exactly what he set out to achieve.
When we say hero AK, this is what we're talking about. This is huge from Glaive. He has set them up right now in what should have never been their round.
G2 right now are just panicking, and it's only going to get worse. Hunter wanted info. He gets led. Oh, God, it's all come collapsing down around G2 now. Trying to piece this one back together again. The hopes and dreams really do hinge on having one of these two towards that B site before the hit comes in. Nexa is in a good position to catch Magisk, but with no one else around him, Bubsky's going to be holding that pop rotate. I don't think Nexa's there in time, so looking great for Astralis here. They'd love an extra weapon or two.
This is quick as well. Nexa won't be ready for the oil train push up.
So pushed up. Hello? Oh, not quite a goodbye. He's not ready to say his goodbyes just yet. In fact, he's just tucked in two Danes. Now Dupree swings out and Nexa's doing it all. My God, another quad kill. He's not done. Could even be the ace. Amanek spots him and this has just been turned on its head and they do it. G2, 2v5 for the second time against the odds. First a 3 versus 5. Now he swaps sides and they do one better.
Nexa really coming alive here in their second half. What a huge couple of rounds from him.
Yeah, that is magnificent. That's above the Call of Duty.
What was that, 2 on the pistol? How many did you get in the previous round? Was it 3?
I think he heard me talking about the Nexa fragging in-game leader dialogue being dead.
Well, he used to be very brawly, right? He used to be like the glue man, getting over the place to fill the gaps and really being able to support his team. But this one here, this Molotov that he throws, right, after taking 2 guys who had already pushed up close oil. I don't know where the tell was. Maybe just, you know, I don't want to say a guess, intuition.
Yeah, that's
right?
the word. That's
and
the
that
word.
frag right there, that just sets them on up. That was with Glaive getting the 2 big kills. I said that he need, you know...
That was a hero, AK embodied.
He did so much.
Yeah. He gave his team a 3v5 and the bomb went down, but it just couldn't contain Nexa. Wow, G2, you really have been given a gift from your in-game leader god. Hold on to it now.
Well, they put Nico in his comfort position here. Loves this sandwich spot. Amanek doing the AWPing, overseeing business. Even push up into Olaf here, so looking for some main control. The flash is in, steps will be heard. He's going to tuck on in time. Glaive. Can he do it again?
He's been waiting for this. Nico, though, does his sweep and will drop the smoke. Glaive locked out for 20 more seconds. 2 have progressed Ivy. They're very passive in terms of when I say they, G2, in terms of getting this information. It seems like it's just cursory glances from what was Hunter and now Nico.
Nobody from G2 is stranded, right? We don't have anybody tucked in, isolated on an absolute island. And they're actually being very transitional here. So Nico shifting on back.
Whoa, good angle from Jax there.
It's very tight all around the back of the bomb train in green area.
30 seconds and not a bullet fired. Could hear a pin drop. Here it goes. Chaos about to manifest. Hunter, important duel, and he does manage to get the first. Expecting more. Nico to bodyguard. It is Dupree with the orb. There's a chance for Hunter to find 2 here, and he does knock another head. Now Bubsky and Glaive into the site. Jax elevated for 1. Running out of time here. Glaive does have to find that head quickly, neatly, struggling. And that's it. G2 will snatch away the 12th.
Big round there. Huge round. I love the position from Hunter there. It's a position I was on the receiving end many years ago. Shroud used to play that back in the day, right? And being on that position, it comes down to individuals who are technically very good. You need to be very sharp. You need to be a gamer, as we would call you, to be able to hit those shots.
What, that headshot angle Jax was on?
Yeah, because think about it, the one that Hunter was holding for Ivy, right? You saw that one player step out, immediately you have to hit it. But imagine like 3 or 4 step out, all in the same juncture, right? It's so difficult to hit those kind of
Is the
frags.
perk of it just the fact that there's so many more commonly habited angles?
Oh, yeah. It gives you that extra second, but if you're super sharp, you can get away with
in that
multi-kills
moment
from
of
there.
loss. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Spotted. Magisk is going to be pulling a smoke out with his body alone. It's Hunter who tries to keep them there.
And this here, it's another one of these buys where they're hoping that they can get it done on their individual ability, right? Sure, there's pistol upgrades with util behind it, but again, there's an AK in play. And hoping to use that as the can opener for round number 20.
Looking much more convincing now I've seen G2's CT side. I'll be honest, the T side, though, it did get the job done. It did certainly look a little rough around the edges. This seems very reliable, and Amanek on the AWP. It's being forced to drop some util by Bubsky's tag and slip.
He's got support as well here in Amanek, just a bit more passive towards connector. Will be Nexa throwing out his own utility. So that will stall out this inner push. No dramas over towards B right now, and that's going to force Astralis into a few awkward decisions. Everybody besides Glaive is tucked up here in the box holes. Maybe Glaive will opt to try and slip the net. You can see how much util he has. He's dropping out some of that now.
Time sensitive now. What's Nexa got to defend this? Incendiary's still in his hands, okay. So as that fades, if he drops his Incendiary and they don't time this right, this is the perfect time. He can't drop his flames now, but he can drop his mag. Dupree's not looking. Magisk has slipped. That's the AK you have to house, but they know the bomb's now not yet crossed to the site. Has he got the lineup to deny? 15 seconds. That will make things really awkward for Zipex. He's gotten over the fire. That could have been round winning from Nexa, but instead, they're starting to find frags here, Chad. One more, and I'm getting convinced. Zipex, however, has been caught. Nico tightening the clamps now as he's just tapped another head, just like that. Magis dead, and G2 running towards the 16th here on this defensive side. We've seen nothing out of Astralis. So it's an 8-7 half, yet to see them break their silence on the attack.
Another good plan, and now we'll have the full buy round. So if Astralis do have a game plan they want to start implementing in this map right here, right now, has to come to fruition. We can't just keep seeing them limp on in and look for these kills and then the late executes. They haven't been able to condition G2 a whole lot either. I've really liked the late CT round setups here from G2. They've been quite tight-knit together, ready for the rotations. That link man is always there. But here we go. Dupree with the AWP. Where's he going to be taking this one for a little adventure? Could go straight down pop.
Drop.
Could even just go straight for the low ramp pick as well. That's a smoke towards high ramp. Looks like it will be
Going
pop.
down, okay. Leg breaker from Dupree and immediately
He's ahead of
Molotov's
it.
out of position.
Oh!
Misses his chance, and now Jax has already tagged him up. I can't believe Dupree's alive.
Needs to get out of there though. The nades are coming. Oh no, that is terrible stuff there.
Oh, that catastrophe for the Danes.
Oh, he got lost in the smoke, couldn't find the ladder. Dupree's going to be kicking himself after that one.
Yeah.
It almost looked perfect.
It's a hectic one. I think that extra bit of haste added by that incendiary at his feet just rushed the shot. He didn't want to take too much time adjusting his
The thing is, they had the safety net ready for it. The teammate above pop ready with the smoke. It was all there. Just getting lost in the final throws there as he tried to escape. Oh, dear.
Oh, quick trade, surely. If they dropped, and they do. Blay finds it. Hunter's pushing, and big issue here. See the barrel. Magisk, dead man. G2, hot pursuit of 14 here. Again, just as the dust settles, always leaving with these man advantages. It is a solo hold for now. Nexa's got a lot to do, and you can see the angle very passive. Doesn't want to... Ooh, spotted now. Into the site, playing for the retake. Glaive's drop is held, and the cross now open for business. Bubsky with a big find. Nade will soften up Zipex further. Good chance for the first here for Astralis, but Bubsky just gets caught on the walk-up. Nexa's so potent from that upper ramp. Starting to crawl. They're very low, but there is a Molotov. No smoke to be seen. This time is of the essence for G2. If they can't start faking soon, that Molotov from Glaive's round winning. Now, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. They'll molly and try and time the defuse. Needs to be on it in the next 5. Nico to suppress this because the contest, both of them go down. Nexa's on it, and just in the nick of time, another retake for G2.
Oh dear, down to the wire again. Another close round.
So trigger happy on that Molotov though. You know, one extra second before you pull the trigger on that. Different universe, different outcome.
Yeah, rough one there for Astralis to concede again. And I just feel for Dupree because we saw him getting frustrated before with the AWP. Now after this one, he's going to be kicking himself. But Nexa's awareness, right? The oil train in front of him right there, if you are playing a retake B setup, which is what they have been doing in some of these rounds, that oil train, that's a key piece of real estate. And his awareness of denying that, we've seen him throw the mollies, we've seen him throw the flashes for that position. It makes the life on the retake a lot easier. So just denying that oil position again, huge stuff from Nexa, and 14-7 is the scoreline here. Map number 1 coming to a close very, very quickly.
I want to put my Stewie in a card sleeve.
Okay, well, we've got a couple of those around.
When we actually are allowed to hang out with players again.
You give it to him?
No, I just want him to sign it. No,
okay.
Keep it forever and ever and ever.
Sell it on eBay.
Yep, well, that's the alternative option. When times get tough.
Yeah. When Counter-Strike dies.
Yeah, I'll be on the streets handing out Stewie 2K shinies.
To everybody, try and get them back.
Do you remember him?
Well, that's a bit of a mispurchase there, isn't it? Well, yeah, look, at this stage, I don't think it's going to play that much of a role.
Like when I tilt by a scout?
Yeah. That's this one here, I'd say, is a bit more accidental than your tilt buys, but maybe the same result.
Now then, see what happens here. They actually are ahead of the smoke, or they were. Another nasty death, but the trade is there. Maintains some degree of competitiveness.
And now they're just going to hit the B bomb site. Can they finally catch Nexa off guard? He's here on his own this time. No rotator. Doesn't have somebody to back him up.
He's got a lot to do, has Nexa. Amanek has arrived just in the nick of time, and he takes down one from the top rope.
No
Glaive's
rotator.
walking up. Nexa's ready, and Amanek's just having a time of his life. One after the other, they fall.
Oh, dear. He heard me say there's no rotator. He wanted to show exactly who the rotator was right there.
It's me. My hand's in the air. My name's Amanek.
I'm here right when I need to be, just like Superman. Oh, what a horrible position to be. A minute on the clock. It just really has not gone swimmingly for Astralis in this one. Second half.
He couldn't
Completely.
He couldn't
blanked.
be further away from the bomb right now, actually. Like, this map, the distance right now, you were to draw a line, my goodness.
The thing is, right, this is a save.
Yeah.
40 seconds, it's a save.
It's one of those.
And that right here is where it does become very difficult for the court jesters to be able to fill you with too much entertainment.
But we have the special court jester that we bring out when the king's displeased with his regular court jesters.
Is this the one we can make test the food before we eat?
Yes.
Ah, Swedish Rush.
Swedish Rush, you there?
Here from, what was it? Here from Tilla Profs.
Rush, do you think this kill's going to come down, or is he going to save?
Oh, 15 seconds. If he keeps walking, he might find him. Magisk, it's a good spot. We call this a dumpster. X-ray off in the POV. Oh, what a shot. Clean. But look, the parties are coming. Oh, 3 seconds after time.
Oh, they're going in. Smoked off.
Let's see. Can walk around the corner. Gets one. Look for another.
Oh, after time, it's...
Oh, no, the money. $1,000.
Oh. That just sums up the half, I suppose. Things have really gone quite rough, thanks to Rush.
Well done.
We were going to get there eventually. But yeah, this one now looking done and dusted right now, and even more so. We had the misbuy, then we've got the death after time, not being able to save the AK, and we've got the perfect rotation here from Amanek.
Oh, this third one might have been a real slapper as well. No issues. Double zoom, loads of time. All right, well, G2R definitely speedrunning the second half. They can be done in and out in a flash. There's only Galil's.
It hasn't felt like there's a swing round, right? Oh, big fight there, but instantly traded.
They're so gathered in that main position.
This is Nico's field day.
Yeah, he could not believe the frags that are being fed to him now as two come through, one through the smoke. And even more. Oh, he lines them up, knocks them down. Astralis just skittles in Nico's alley. 21 to finish it, 16-7. They are thrashing. G2 coming in hot to the playoffs of DreamHack Masters Spring.